All right, so welcome back into the metaverse today. We're going to dive into what's happening with Fortnite, Apple. There is a ton of news in the space right now, all around where gaming could be evolving. And I think right now is the time in which we're going to see a lot of chess plays starting to really play out in the market. My name is Paul Barron. Welcome back to Metaverse Insider. Joining me today, of course, is Mirko Dölger from Unix Gaming. Always love to have Mirko kind of co-seating with me here. Great to have you back.
Hi, Paul. It's a pleasure. Just on a pit stop here in Germany, fueling the jet and heading back to Bali.
I like it, fueling the jet. Hey, Mirko, I know you were at Permissionless and a lot happening in the conferences and in general. And we talked about this a little bit pre-show. When you think about the current tone of gaming companies, metaverse companies in terms of development, and like what we're going to talk about today in terms of positioning and acquisitions, things of that nature, is this the time for companies to really kind of bear down on innovation?
Yeah, definitely. I think especially when you in a bear market like we are now, you should build and really looking to, because what you try to time in a normal market, you try to time when it's good to launch, without
Right.
other projects, with good sentiment, with good fundamentals. But now everything is waiting now for the bull run. So there
Yeah.
is nothing else to do. Definitely, we will see that projects are launching. Maybe not game heavy with good cap table, with good backing. Definitely, there's still projects launching. The exchanges also give you better offers now to get you on the exchange. That's something happening, to get users still excited. So it's a totally shift of strategy at the moment. You see already that NFTs are flying, like Solana and Chimps. There have been a few projects out there right now. So there is like what I see like that the stable coins. First everything wasn't stable, then okay, now I'm bored. Now I'm going in NFTs. So this is a little bit how I feel how it looks like. And definitely for companies, building is the only thing. Same for us. We building. And when we see a greener light at the end of the tunnel, we
Yeah.
definitely get kickstarted again.
Yeah, for sure. Let's get into Fortnite and the potential of what cloud streaming might look like in the future. If you think about, both NVIDIA and Microsoft, they're, fans of mobile Fortnite. They now have a little bit of an alternative in reference to this. And of course, Apple's been, notorious for their positioning against traditional gaming companies and kind of the rollout of that. Do you think cloud streaming is going to be the solution for gaming in general, and then especially on blockchain gaming? What are your thoughts on where this might grow in the next couple of years?
I mean, the streaming already exists. Like for in NVIDIA on the platform, you can already stream other
Right.
games. I mean, Fortnite is just another step. But imagine, yeah, let's say you want a high-end PC. You need to spend only on the GPU, on the graphic chip, at least $1,000, maybe $2,000. To have the high-end graphic. And I think we going more and more in a subscription model. Instead of
Yeah.
buying always a new car, you lease a car, or you rent. Like it become more like an apartment. If you want the latest or the best computing power, then that's a very good option for a monthly fee. So I think this is definitely, you will see that connecting and giving basically, doesn't matter where on the globe, the same game experience on graphic and latency.
Yeah. I was looking at the story, cloud now, the best way to play Fortnite, Android and iPhone. This again gets back into the whole point of this evolution of moving into mobile experiences, which could sidestep a lot of these marketplaces, so to speak. And I think with the fact that we've seen EA Sports, and we'll talk about that in a second, start to move into this space, potentials there around the market kind of shifting beneath our feet. With Epic and also with kind of this whole push toward mobile gaming. And we've seen this also with some of the blockchain games, more and more browser-based games Are you seeing that, from Unix standpoint in terms of your own guilds and what you guys are doing from the studio side of things from a gaming development, more and more browser based, or do you feel like we're going to see more natives?
I mean, it's really if you consider a AAA title, I think they only exist, on my personal opinion, only on a PC. Because of the
Yeah.
high-end graphic, the rendering, and the whole gameplay. Mobile is then always, let's say, for these AAA title, let's say Apex Legend will
Hmm.
be, let's say, giving a light version to the mobile user, but mobile user always will be handicapped, let's say, in certain gameplay, because there is no mouse what you can use and a keyboard, so you
Right.
have really the interface. Um, but definitely, I think for certain game types like a battle royale, let's say Mobile Legends, it's been a huge, or PUBG, that's titles, they've been so popular on mobile, and that's definitely where you attract the whole Southeast Asian market, and other countries where there is no PC gaming actually available, because only, let's say, the middle class can afford a PC. So it's really like, I would say, the where you get a large user base, and they definitely, it's at the end, for a game you need to have a lot of user. This is, I think, is the ultimate to have your game always populated, and that's why mobile. It's really, I think, for the game development studios, where you want to go. We want to be a super premium title, or we want to be really like looking for the masses, but of course having an
Right.
entertaining game.
Yeah, I feel like that for adoption, especially in blockchain, if you're going to do any kind of play and earn or other and earn kind of concepts out there within metaverse applications, I just feel like mobile has to be really kind of the forefront of most game development, especially in blockchain, I think, as we see the evolution. Speaking of that, Fortnite V-Bucks now purchased on PlayStation. You can join Fortnite's shared wallet. I was looking at just kind of this, how it goes. And the potential here is kind of this whole cross, in essence, it's like a cross chain. You'll be able to get PlayStation, Xbox, PC, Android, cloud gaming services, all on these shared platforms for V-Bucks. What would be the holdup here for them to just leap into a token and make this available across all these different platforms? What do you think's holding them back?
I think this it's just the way to, let's say, now educate the people. You need a wallet, you need to this
Right.
blockchain, and then you need to have a bank account and all that stuff. So I think having I think it's a good try to experiment, kind of a, you call it wallet, the terminology is right. You have a shared platforms, it's basically the blockchain. So and seeing using a user how they really integrate it. I don't think they will open the platform that you can, the V-Bucks you can really redeem for, let's say, real money. But
Yeah.
who knows what is the plans if you go into a blockchain way, then I think it's a good approach to really test the audience slowly, how they get, how they're familiar with this, and how they accept it, and basically take advantage of some kind of a shared wallet.
Yeah, so you think this might be a training exercise from the aspect of AAA game studios starting to test with wallet use, cross-platform in this particular case, and also maybe at the, I would think that NFTs are gonna be introduced at some point in many of these platforms that are doing this. Do you feel like this is going to happen on the next cycle? Because as we see the bear market right now, there's a ton of gaming companies that we're talking to that are really like what you and I talked about earlier, just really in game development mode. They're enhancing a lot of their new features around NFTs. There's a lot of innovation occurring right now. And then in the traditional gaming houses that we've seen, even with EA, and we'll talk about that in a second, there seems to be a strategic shift that is occurring. Do you feel like they have finally said this is the future and the way we're going to go forward?
I think definitely it's a new market, and with the, let's say, real economy, what can be very profitable on both sides for the player, but also for the company.
Right.
I mean, I think with the V-Bucks, with the wallet, I think it's a it would be, of course, easier to get the billions of users of Fortnite into
Hmm.
crypto in Fortnite instead of building a new product. But we
For
saw
sure.
already a large scream from the community on Epic side when they
Yep.
wanted to put for Ghost Recon an NFT drop, and this wasn't
Hmm.
really accepted. So we will see more and more companies using different ways, and if they need to build a new product with purely, I think, play and earn community, then we start there, or you wait, and it's really like you will see the several strategies from several companies. Also, Fever. I think this is the next topic what we will talk about, where there might be have again a very unique approach now, and maybe this is something what they planning out now. So maybe we
Yeah.
can discuss that.
Yeah, I think, well, if you look at just all the game companies in general, it seems like a lot of them are in that state of really doing strategic moves. From Nintendo's standpoint, do you think that Nintendo is setting back kind of like crazy like a cat? Or do you think Nintendo is maybe missing the boat here in terms of the future?
A lot of speculation, Paul. I would say that I think IPs will be maybe sold for certain crypto projects from
Yeah,
Nintendo side, and once they see that some of them succeed, and there've been already one IP. I think it's not Nintendo, but it's the Turtles. So let's see what's happening there. Mr. Bean is coming now. I mean, there's more IPs coming into the
right.
market. So I think we will see a few also doing crypto projects or NFT based projects. So very interesting, I think, to see what's especially now in the bear market. In the next 6 to 9 months, we will have a lot of interesting news, I believe, from
Yeah,
companies, how they approach. I mean, also a big jump will be Instagram.
yeah.
They said it's right in front, and there we will see billions of users reacting on NFTs. They are not heard about NFTs before. So
Yeah,
so maybe they know Bitcoin and they know Bored Apes, but it's a very
exactly.
interesting time, I believe.
All right, so I want to thank our sponsor today, and that is Monstropoly, and they are a project that are launching their Genesis NFT. It's actually happening the 1st to 2nd of June. So you'll be able to get access to this through Gallery or Galler.io and also Binance NFT. Lots happening within the project itself, a ton of stuff. Make sure and check out their website. You can just go to monstropoly.io, learn a little bit more about what they're doing, both from an NFT standpoint and how it would work for you. So they do have some early gameplay footage, a lot of stuff around their comic program, as well as you can see, on a lot of different platforms as they start to roll out. I was looking at their roadmap as well, which is kind of interesting here. Game alpha stage right now, we're in 2022, Q1. Their social website gets launched. All the green stuff, of course, has been rolled out. Their Gleam.io airdrop is occurring, and then their NFT presale is happening here in June. So good stuff for sure. We have NFT launches on the channel from time to time, so this is definitely one of those that you guys want to check out. Make sure and click the links below to get more information. Yeah, and there are some movements. I mean, Twitter just did a big update on their app. They're really going face forward with NFT integration. It looks to me like they're trying to apply more feature sets that are potentially going around some sort of contribution through creator aspects in terms of using cryptocurrencies for payments. So I would agree that you're right on that, is that we are starting to see kind of a little bit of a sign that more of the major style companies are kind of leaning in, which leads me over to Apple being in talks with EA Gaming, also potentially Disney and Amazon suitors for EA Gaming. And in general, when you look at EA, they kind of went out with, hey, we're for sale, we're going to put up our IP, and they're trying to find the perfect, place to land here. Who would be the perfect partner for EA?
Mm, it's hard to say because EA is an Apple, and they are not really like the gaming partner they need. I think EA just I think I would love to see them partner up with a huge blockchain. and maybe with an exchange like Binance, you know. I think that's what I would love to see, you know, how to basically on the blockchain side, you know, like really someone who can accommodate all these people on the EA gaming side. But I think Apple, Amazon, they are huge. Amazon is would be then maybe compete again with Tesla. I don't know, but yeah, Apple would be interesting because they're very innovative. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm really excited about what's the choice. And EA is still was building many games over the years. I think my whole gaming life of 20 years, I saw EA always on my game desk, you know, on somewhere.
Yeah.
So
For sure. I was looking at the article here. They kind of lean into the fact of the idea coming from the buyout or merger that came over from Microsoft on the Activision Blizzard piece. That was a $68 billion deal. And then right after that, you had Sony buying Bungie. And obviously that's, you know, a studio behind Destiny, which was $3.6 billion, which I still thought was a steal. And then EA coming into this. So this might be full circle back into Apple going in this direction with Apple's mixed reality headset coming, and they've identified that. And also at the same time, you've got scenarios like this with EA coming into the game. Could this kind of bring together the best of both worlds? A mixed reality headset launch, an IP catalog that could be super dynamic, and maybe a move into the metaverse. I liked your idea that maybe there's a metaverse play here for EA Gaming, but I just don't know who that would be that would really could kind of step up for that.
I mean, VR and AR is still, I think VR is for gaming, definitely in a long future is something very interesting.
Way
I think
out.
it's for exploring nature, holiday destinations, real estate. I think there's VR very interesting. I think the porn industry will definitely take advantage of a very good AR, VR
Sure.
technology. But yeah, we see. I think it's definitely to have a technology partner, but also with the right amount of over the deep pockets, because Blizzard, I think, wasn't cheap for Microsoft, and Apple, beside Microsoft, can, I think, afford EA. EA is, I think, a little bit larger with all the IPs. If it's the whole collection of EA, sorry. So yeah, but it would be interesting, really, to see how it goes.
Yeah, they break it down in the article. This was 9 to 5's take. They actually are leaning in more towards Disney, kind of focus, even though that there was, you know, they weren't really pursuing conversations, but the potential here is real. And then you have Apple and their arcade, you know, platform, and really kind of, I mean, Apple has definitely gone the direction of where maybe the future of at least the platform side of things. But at the same time, now you're leaning into something we talked about, and that is more subscription style models. And if we see more and more of that going into subscription type gaming and really kind of the future of what gaming might be, do you think we'll see this also start to seep into blockchain on a more normalized basis in terms of subscription?
Can be because it's a very so the players who are not yet in crypto, for them it's a normal feature. You know, if you tell
Right,
them buy the governance token, install
right,
your Binance, create a MetaMask, don't share the seed phrase, buy that NFT, you know, it's like it's a lot of information. So
sure.
a subscription-based model, what you maybe have with a payment provider like Apple, you know, what you easily purchase, and then you have for 1 month access, and let's say the NFTs would, or the token you generate while you're playing, they would be maybe stored on a wallet, and you claim the wallet, and let's say once you really connect your a real crypto wallet. I think that's is the way to move forward, to basically have an easy access for the user who are not into blockchain, because the way now is way too long, and it was a huge topic also on permissionless, how to work on it. I mean, this we want to have all the players, right? We don't want to convert them to crypto. We would just want them on board in a blockchain. So I think this is the approach. And I think with Arcade and with Apple, I think definitely they could do that. It's the question, are they really want to enter blockchain right now? I think the model is right. It's same with the cloud gaming or with other blockchain games. What's coming out now, they have also certain type of subscription model. What I think it's smart. It's a recurring revenue, and then you have also kind of an in-game rewards through NFTs.
So, okay, so, I want to kind of continue on this because there was a couple other items in here that I thought was interesting. NBC, potentially a media company that could fall into the game here, because I think this is still going to flex out, because whoever ends up with EA, one, strategically, I think really positions whatever company gets this acquisition done, positions them in a very interesting place in terms of IP and maybe the potential of doing something within the blockchain side of things. But do you think a media company would be a player here, or do you feel like it has to be a platform company like, well, I mean, Disney kind of a media company, but definitely Apple from a platform side, Amazon from a platform side. Where do you think this might fall between those two industries?
It should be a technology partner, I think, because who can deliver on the
Yeah.
tech side, and then of course payment side and all that. Media company can help with publishing. Definitely a very good fit, if you want to
Yeah.
market a product, but completely as a joint venture. I think it could be a very, very strategic move to work with some names like that together.
Now, there is a little bit of stress with Microsoft. Their social media teams came out a little bit in defense of the Xbox Game Pass. Again, this has been a scenario where Xbox has kind of slowed down, or Game Pass, I should say, has slowed down some of the releases and some of the titles, which has kind of left a little bit of an opening here. But it also makes you question whether or not the speed to market can happen in the subscription-based platforms. When you look at speed to market, subscription-based platforms, what's happening maybe here now with EA, the potential for blockchain to go in this direction. It seems like everything is converging out there within this. You guys, of course, are studying this on an ongoing basis. And in the next, say, 18 months, so let's just say we're cycling out of the bear market. There's a lot of innovation that's occurring right now in blockchain gaming, and there's a lot of chess pieces on the board in traditional gaming. If you look kind of in a crystal ball a little bit, what are some of the key indicators that you think are going to place the gaming sector, because it's going to include both blockchain and traditional, where do you think that's going to place it in the next 18 months? Do you think traditional is going to be leaning in toward blockchain, or blockchain is going to be changing their model in terms of how they're onboarding customers?
I think that the existing blockchain games, they definitely will have an advantage, because they're already building on blockchain. We will see more really high quality titles like Big Time, like Illuvium, what's going to be published in the next 18 months. And I think the interesting part here is because, like Epic Games, Blizzard, Activision, and other publishers, EA, I think, yes, they're very strong players, and Ubisoft is already leaning towards crypto. But I think it's a very nice shift. So they basically need to adapt blockchain and get to the level where already the whole blockchain community and developer and teams are, there's several factors: speed, technology, and what we already facing for a long time. Because now, while you're entering blockchain, you have also a different a factor. It's not only publishing a game. So now it's also about economies. Running an economy needs a lot of more attention than just having a nice visual game with a fun to play. Yes, fun is always number one. But I think the interesting part, what I want to get the point here, is that even in a game what is not having a large game studio behind them, can be one of the larger titles out there, because the advantage of knowledge in the space and the blockchain technology. So it's pretty exciting, and definitely we will see bigger studios and other game publisher joining this space. Well, it's very good because more adoption, more audiences will be reached, and so on, who joining then the blockchain space. So it's pretty exciting. Yeah.
It's an interesting time in the technology development because if you think about, the last time we saw breakout tech really innovate was in the first era of the internet, where we really saw a lot of companies really break out. But the difference was at that time, the incumbent companies that were kind of controlling some of the spaces, they were not tech enabled, versus what we see today in traditional gaming, the AAA studios, and even just the gaming industry in general. Even if you sidestep and look at just the overall gaming industry, they're very advanced technological-wise, distribution, marketing, all the things that you really need for critical mass adoption, because that's the other factor. Then you have blockchain gaming over here that's exploding, but it exploding in a category that's drinking the Kool-Aid. People who understand blockchain, they know how to onboard, they know how to manage wallets, all that kind of stuff. And the problem that I see is this whole growth toward mass adoption, because there's a certain portion, as you guys know, there's a bell curve there that, in that early stage, it's the early adopters. And then, probably in really about this next cycle, we're probably going to be leaning into not mass adoption, but at least into the more advanced adoption. So I guess that would be my question is, do you think it's still too early for blockchain to see mass adoption occur before the major studios and game companies decide this is the direction we want to take it and we're going to push mass adoption into the space? Because we already own the players. Your thoughts?
I mean, if we have a title what is really easy accessible, as I mentioned before, and then we can have that approach. If we get a payment method through Apple Pay, for example, if it's a mobile game, or we have an easy fiat on-ramp, off-ramp method, it's a necessary step to get the masses, and then if the game is additional, let's say free to play, without really or on a subscription base on a small amount, then you can get, I think, really, really large user bases in when it's fun. And I think the first game, it's fun. And then, of course, the economies, I think this is a longer process that you have really stable economies over time. You will see maybe in 3, 4, 5 years, economies really running well, with the right burning mechanism and ready for this amount of users. But yeah, and of course timing, let's say we have a huge let's say all the YouTube streamers who stream traditional gaming, and they would all stream because this one game is so much fun. Then you have your mass adoption almost, it's really about how everybody basically works together and make that one game popular. And it was always one game, Minecraft. Who would know? I don't like Minecraft, sorry. For me, it's a game for kids, but it's been huge because there've been so many people streaming about it. It was something for everybody. And yeah, it can be then one Minecraft, one Fortnite, then we get our mass adoption.
Yeah, so you still think that game maybe isn't even here yet. It's possible that the next real
it's
breakout.
Possible, but not here yet.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to watch. Your point, just to end the topic here, Mirko, your point on this whole mixed reality headset approach. Obviously, we know what Meta's VR approach is with Oculus and kind of the evolution of where that might go in gaming in general. You still think, pretty much UX as we know it today is kind of set in stone for at least the next near future of where gaming is going. If you had to bet right now, traditional UX like what we're dealing with today, just 2D, and or mixed reality or full VR in the next 5 years, which one would you bet on?
Still on the VR definitely is on the last position.
Yeah.
So it's just the any type of activity gaming, VR. It's never been so popular. It's never been had the breakthrough. It's neat, and either the technology is so advanced that you, like in Ready Player One, once we get that
Yep.
level of technology, then VR is done. It's
Yep.
the road is open.
Yeah,
But
it's in place.
and for me, I mean, this is my personal opinion. There's so many news that people building a metaverse, but at the end, we already moving in a metaverse. If you think,
Yeah.
we connect all wallet left and right, and we
Sure.
connecting with this one and with that one. So all us, connecting with these platforms, we are already actually moving in a metaverse. So, and I think there where people still have a good relation to, VR is too far, but that's my opinion.
Too far out. I like it. Hey, Mirko, always fun to chat with you. Thanks again for stopping in. We appreciate it.
Pleasure, Paul. See you next time.
You bet. All right, so you guys are tuned in over on the podcast side of things right now. Make sure and check out the crypto side of our network, which is TechPath Crypto. So just search that, whether if you're in the podcast side. But really, if you want to check out all the full effect of what we do here on Paul Barron Network, is to jump over here to the YouTube channel, subscribe, like a few videos, because this is going to help us understand what you guys are interested in seeing more metaverse, more gaming topics, all those kind of things. Just hit the like and make sure and subscribe. Of course, if you want to reach me, it's out on Twitter. We'll catch you next time right here on Metaverse Insider.